Hey guys, today I'm going to share my 22-week pregnancy update with you. Today I am 22 weeks and 5 days pregnant, and this week has been like a roller coaster week for me. I've had like good days and I've had bad days, so I have kind of a lot to update you guys on. First of all, I have been noticing this week that I have shortness of breath. Like to do anything, I just have I keep feeling like I want to take in air because I'm just like short of breath. So I've noticed that this week, and it's really hard for me now when I get ready in the mornings and I run downstairs to like strap my wedges on my shoes. Like it's so hard to just do the buckle. I move my leg to the side, I try to bend forward, and it's just so uncomfortable that it's like, oh my gosh, I'm almost 6 months and I can only imagine what it's going to be when I'm 9 months. So that's been a little difficult for me to do since my belly is growing, and it seems like he likes to hang out like near my belly button. It's always like kind of hard right there. So it's hard for me to bend forward. And I've noticed that this week that bending forward really hurts. Like I get this uncomfortable, like sharp pain in my stomach. So it's getting harder for me to move and do certain exercises. It's hard even in the car if I'm bending forward to get something out of my purse. It's like, oh, that kind of hurt. So those kind of things have been new this week, and those are also things that have been really frustrating for me. So when was it? I think Saturday, we did the whole weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, my husband and I decided that we were going to clean out our garage. And it was hot. It's been so hot here, but we started at 8:30 in the morning, and we were just going to tackle the garage and get as much done as we could, and that was the goal for those 2 days. So I got up and I knew in my mind that's what I'm doing today, so my mind was prepped. So we go down to the garage and I'm doing everything I can. I'm one of those people that I will push myself beyond pushing myself, and I won't complain about it and I won't say anything, but when I finally have that mental breakdown, it's like a huge blow up because it's been like in my mind, I keep like thinking things and saying things in my head like I'm sweating to death, I'm hot, I'm uncomfortable, my stomach hurts. Like I'll say all this in my head and I'll complain to myself, but I don't say anything out loud. So I kept going and going and going and pushing myself more, and I was just like organizing stuff that I needed to organize that, was just my stuff in the garage. He was doing like his whole section, cleaning out his stuff. So finally it was probably 2:30, I started feeling like overwhelmed because I'm looking around. And at first I was just focusing on like one Rubbermaid tub at a time. But then I started looking around and it just felt overwhelming. I felt like we were moving all over again. I felt like I'm unpacking a house that I've already unpacked, and it was just like all these emotional, like I could feel emotions starting to come up, and I felt like I was on the verge of tears, like I was just gonna start crying. And finally I told my husband, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. I'm frustrated. I don't even want to do this. I'm hot. It's like 98 degrees in this garage. I'm pregnant, and everything just starts like going out. And he's just like, okay, like he didn't know because I didn't say anything to him. But over the weekend, it was like probably my biggest emotional day since I've been pregnant, besides like, when I found out the sex and all that. But I just was so emotional, and I could not figure out like, where is this coming from? Is this because I haven't been emotional at all like this whole second trimester. I've been like fine every day, but over the weekend it was just like so overwhelming to me, and I couldn't take it. Like the heat got to me. I was drinking so much water because I knew it was so hot in the garage, and I was just frustrated because I felt that this project we were tackling should have been done a long time ago. So I had that like on my mind because I was already ticked about that. So it was just one of those things where it was like, it was a huge blow up when it finally like came to surface, and I was just crying. I couldn't even stop crying. I was just like, I slammed the door, went in the house, and just sat there like crying. And then he came in, he's like, okay, let's get out of the house. Let's go do something. And I was just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I know like I push myself so hard and I don't say anything. And then when I've had enough, it just becomes too much. So I was just like, I think I'm gonna have to do this garage project like slowly instead of thinking I'm gonna get it done in 2 days, because it just wasn't gonna happen. So emotions have come back like pretty strong this week. It's just been like good day, bad day, good day. I can have like a complete emotional breakdown and I don't even know what for. Like sometimes I look back and I'm like, that was stupid. Like just things that normally probably wouldn't bother you, they bother now. So I've noticed that this week. I've also had really chapped lips. My lips have been extremely chapped, like to the point of I'm getting like these little peely skins like on my lips. I'm constantly doing like a lip mask trying to get rid of them. And I use like a chapstick, like lip balm every single night, but my lips have been so chapped. So that's just been kind of like, I don't even want to put lipstick on sometimes because it's just like you can see like all the peelies, and even if I do a lip scrub and try to scrub everything off, it's like they're just chapped. And I've also noticed I'm getting a ton of like new baby hairs, like little baby hairs like around my face, and then a ton of like broken hairs at like the root. So I have that, which is different because I'm like, where are all these little hairs coming from? And then I like realized they're like baby hairs that are growing in. So I'm getting a ton of those and just a ton of like breakage in my hair. And I don't blow dry and curl my hair every day. Usually I'll just end up putting like a sea salt spray in my hair and just kind of scrunch it up and like use the leftover curl. But I try not to use a curling iron and like hot tools on my hair daily. So I don't know if the breakage is like a pregnancy symptom because it's new. I don't really have like that much like breakage, and it's been like my hair's been really, really frizzy lately. Like just doesn't matter what I put in it, it's just like frizzy. So I've been feeling the baby move around a ton this week. He's been active like the last couple weeks, but he's just really active like early in the morning, and then like 5:30, 6 o'clock every evening when I finally like sit down after dinner. I can feel him move around so much, and it's like he moves in different positions all the time, which I know they kind of wiggle around and do their own thing, but he some days is like it feels like he's right on my bladder. And when I'm out like shopping, it's fine if I'm like driving in my car, but then once I get up, like I went to Costco yesterday and I was driving in the car and I felt totally fine. I get to Costco, I park, I get out of the car and I was like, oh my goodness. Like it literally felt like just he like dropped and like hit my bladder. That's exactly what it felt like. And it was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it into the Costco door to get, I was trying to like plan out where's the restroom at Costco, and it felt like it was so far from the front door. And I kept thinking, okay, I grab a cart, go park it, go walk to the restroom. So I try to like plan out where I'm going and try to figure out like where's the restroom at? Am I gonna be okay? Because I can feel completely fine when I leave the house, but the second I get out of the car, it's like, oh my goodness. So I've had so many like potty breaks because my bladder's just been like overactive, and I'm trying to drink just tons and tons of water. Especially since it's been so hot, I want to make sure that I'm staying hydrated. So everywhere I go, I always have water with me, and then throughout like my morning workout, I drink a ton of water, and then just throughout the day, I try to guzzle as much water as I can. So that becomes a little problem, especially when you're like out and about, because when you're sitting in the car, it feels fine and you're good, and then once you stand up to go walk, it's like, oh, it's not so good. So that's been hard. Workouts are still going the same. I am noticing now though with the shortness of the breath, and I'm getting like some really sharp pains in my stomach. I don't know if I re-injured. I had a double hernia my senior year of high school. I had surgery my senior year, and my doctor told me years ago when I had that surgery that the mesh binding may come out possibly one day when I get pregnant. They didn't know it's supposed to be like a permanent reinforcement of the hernia, but they always told me to be careful. So I've always been really careful. I haven't felt like any pulling or anything except for probably this last week. My area where I had my hernia, which is like in my lower pelvic area, it has been like this tight pull, and I've felt it, and I keep thinking like, oh, please tell me that's not like the hernia coming back, like I didn't pull anything. So when I'm working out, I'm trying to be extra careful, especially during cardio. That's usually when I feel it. I'm feeling that pull. So I need to have my doctor check it to make sure that hernia didn't pop back out, because I had a double hernia. So it's that same exact feeling that I felt when I finally needed to have surgery. I tried to hold it off as long as I could, but it got to the point where even when I was standing up, I had that like pulling sensation. So that's why I finally had the surgery, and that's kind of how it feels now. So I don't know if it's just like the ligament stretching and the belly growing and all of that going on. So I'm feeling that stretching and pulling sensation and just thinking it's like my hernia, but it's in that same exact area, so I don't know. But I do know this week everything is growing a lot bigger and the baby's getting larger, and so I am having that like stretching and pulling sensation already. So that's what it could be. So I am just careful when I do my workouts, especially like I said, the cardio stuff. Sometimes I have to just do like a modification of certain moves and take it a little bit easy, especially if I feel now it's just harder, which can be kind of frustrating because for me, like I always had really good cardiovascular strength. I didn't have a problem with it, and now it's like I feel so out of shape because I'm breathing so much heavier now, and it's like, oh my gosh. And I'm currently up 9 pounds, which it's a lot. I mean, for me, that's a lot. And I told my husband the other day after our evening workout, because I just was so frustrated with it. And he's like, what's wrong? And I said, I've never been like an overweight person. I've never had to deal with that. So it's like, I get how people, when they're heavier or they just don't want to work out, I get it because it's uncomfortable. And I said, that's how I feel. Like these workouts are getting uncomfortable. And I'm like, the extra 9 pounds, I feel it. Like I feel the heaviness. I feel like it's harder for me to move. And so it's like, it's just certain moves that I was able to do no problem before. I'm having problems now doing those same exact moves. So I try to modify them and just know that, I can get back to that cardiovascular strength. It's fine. But it is hard. Like it's just hard when your body's changing and there's nothing you can do. Like you have no control over it. I don't have control over my, heaviness or the shortness of breath or things like that because the baby's just taking up that room. And so for me, it's sometimes I'm taking like constant breaths. My husband's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to breathe. Like I'm just trying to get oxygen in because I feel like I'm having like shortness of breath. So my evening workouts sometimes are, good, and sometimes they're just a complete modification because that's all I can do. But I'm still staying active every day. I'm always doing something, whether it's a full workout, weight training, or walking. And I just feel better when I do work out. Like if there's a morning where I'll miss my workout, I always do an evening workout. And like on Saturday when we did the garage, I did like a really quick walk and then I didn't do a full workout that day. And I was like, I'll do it tonight, which I did it that evening. But my days always feel so much better when I start with my workout first thing in the morning. I think it's just like those endorphins and my body just feels so much better. So I do try to get the workout in first thing in the morning. And if I miss my evening one, I don't really care because I did my morning workout. But that morning workout for me is just so important because it really does like clear my mind, takes my mind off things, and just gets me in such a good mood. So I try to focus on getting that morning workout in, and that's really, even when I'm usually not tired until the evening anyway. I have my most energy first thing in the morning and probably up until about 2:30. And then I kind of start to feel like I'm getting tired or I need a nap or I just need to slow it down. So I try to do everything like first thing in the morning. That's really it for like symptoms and things that I've been feeling. I still have the lower back pain, the tailbone pain. It hasn't been as intense, but I still have it. It's there, but it's not as strong as it was. And my eating's been really good. It's been about the same. I'm still craving the same stuff, just lots of fruits, veggie sandwiches. I have not gotten off that kick yet. It's still the same. I just crave raw vegetables. So it's just been raw veggie sandwiches and lots of fruit. So I can eat something and then my mind is still thinking about like cherries or watermelon. So I've had a lot of cherries and a lot of watermelon lately because that's all that I really want. So my eating's been good. I haven't had any like crazy cravings at all this whole second trimester. It's just kind of, I've been eating the same foods. And I'm kind of a creature of habit. When I find things, I just kind of stick to them. So those have been working for me for my breakfast and my lunches, and that's just kind of what I've been doing. So moving on to stuff that I bought for the baby this week. I didn't really do much shopping because we were in the garage the whole weekend. So that's all we really did. But we did, when we got out for a little bit, we went to Marshall's, and so I found a few things at Marshall's for the baby. I found this cute little like thermal onesie. It's OshKosh B'gosh, and it was only $3.99, and this is 12 months. So by the time he's a year, we'll be back in the fall winter season. So I just got this little gray thermal onesie. And then I seen this at Marshall's a couple weeks ago, and I kept looking at it and I thought it was cute. And then I put it back and then I looked at it again and I didn't buy it. So I was telling my husband about it. I'm like, I'll show it to you. You tell me if you think it's cute, because obviously I liked it because I kept looking at it and picking it up, but then I put it back because I was like, I don't know. But we ended up buying it. It was only $5.99, and I don't know, it's by Amy Co. It's just this little denim like romper, and it just has little palm trees on it, and there's like little like frayed edges on the bottom of like the short area and on the little arm. So I thought it was cute, but I kept looking at it and I just wasn't really sure. And then I looked at it again. I was like, no, I do like it. I think it's cute. So we went ahead and picked up that little, and it's really soft. It's a really soft denim. So got this little romper. And then I also found these little Nikes, and I thought they were so cute. They are a size 2. They're so tiny. They're really, really small. And they're just little black Nikes with like this hot orange, the Nike swoosh sign. And these are so cute. They're just so dang tiny. But these were on clearance for only $13. So I was like, we have to buy them. They're so cute. Because I was looking at the little baby Converse, and I'm going to get him some little baby Converse. But then when I saw these, I thought these were so cute. So picked up these little Nikes. And that's all that I got, because I haven't done much shopping over the weekend. I didn't, because I had to tackle that project that I didn't want to do. It was like the nursery. I had to tackle that this past week, and I finally got that all cleared out, and it's done. It's ready for us to do like the accent wall, whatever we want to do before we put the furniture in. But that was another project that I just didn't want to do. Those were the two things of our house when we moved in that we just kind of left, was the spare bedroom, which we knew was eventually going to be a baby's room, and then our garage. So those were the two biggest projects that we did not unpack. We just kind of left them. And our garage is large enough. It's like, it has a 3-car tandem. So we have like the 2, and then the 3rd car is where we put all of the extra boxes and stuff. So everything's just been there that we didn't unpack. So it was just one of those projects that you need to get to eventually. It's just one of those things you want to keep holding off. So now we're getting to them. So the baby's room is now cleared out. I got that done. So now I'll just focus on the garage. And it'll probably take 1 or 2 more weekends, and everything should be organized and put away in the shelving units that we have and the tubs. So fingers crossed that gets done. So that's everything to update you guys for this week. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.